peeps, hello, hello, hello. So today I will be doing something a little different. I'm going to be doing a series. Brad Bradley asked me, we did get to speak, and he asked me to review his X channel and see if I could pull off anything extra. Now, this is my first time actually looking at any evidence or hearing anything about the case besides what I've seen in the comments after the channeling sessions that I've done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a card reading on Alister Douglas, and then we're going to get into here. I guess it's like an interview he did, and you guys know I love those interviews because I always feel like people tell on themselves when they're guilty. With that being said, let's start with the card reading. Alright, let me just move my book. So I do have Alister Douglas. I heard that he changed his name, so I don't know if it's different. I will also put yellow here because that was his name back then of what he went by. And I might even just call him Alister Douglas, also known as Yellow. I also heard that he became a priest. And my first vibe off of that is, I feel like that's something guilty people do. I'm just saying. But anyways, here we go. All right, Alister Douglas, also known as Yellow. Did he have any involvement in the disappearance of Amy Bradley? That's my intentions for this card pull. Oh, we got a card. Oh, that card is giving me some wild vibes right now. Oh, wow. Only one card fell out so far. Oh, another one. They're both cups. Got the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Cups, which would usually talk about like love and the heart. But hold on. Oh. The Five of Swords. Hold on. It's usually things that go up on here. Oh. All right, hold on. This just feels like a lot. This is the first card in an upright position. The Eight of Cups. So this is showing me basically, when I see this, I feel like she's promised, right? All these cups, all her cups being filled, all her desires, right? I see her looking over here as if this is where she came from and this is where she's been placed. So I feel like she has been taken from one place to another, literally in this card. I also have this in reverse, which would be kind of like the Knight in Shining Armor card, right? But it's in reverse. So I feel like he is not the Knight in Shining Armor to her, but because the card is there, I feel like this was almost like like he portrayed to be like a help, like a rescue, like like I can fill these cups up for you. Now I also see here in reverse the Five of Swords, right? Take a look at it upright. Okay, and this just makes me feel like, no, there wasn't no murder, right? Because it's in reverse. But I do feel like the people that work there know exactly what's going on with Amy, okay? In the mind. This is the mind, the swords. They know what's going on. People that work there know what's happening. Meaning, he's not the knight in shining armor, but he knows what's happening. He didn't murder it. Her, I'm just going to say her at the moment, because that's who I'm focused on. He ain't murder her. But I do feel, by her being placed over here, from over here, see how she's looking at it? She's been placed over here. What she's been placed into? An occult. Money, desires, riches, whatever she feels is riches. Don't mean she's getting the riches. See, lonely, struggle. Lots of struggle in the mind. Feeling bound up, feeling tied up. Lonely, in a room, isolated. There's no love here. There's not anything of what she was originally promised, the 8. Well, this is the 5 in reverse. So you have this card in the upright position saying, yeah, this is what you're going to get. This is why it's happening, okay? And this is what's actually happening. I also have this card here. The Knight of Swords. Which just makes me feel like, usually when I see light in a hand or like a ball of light, it just reminds me of soul, right? And I just feel like there's somebody that is able to, see, this gives me many different vibes, but this just makes me feel like right now she's, how do I say it? I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, so please don't take it that way. But I feel like when she was once tied and bound and sad, she's kind of now in control over others who are now tied, bound, and sad. Do you understand this? The smug look on this face reminds me of my channeling session. I don't know which channeling session. It was either, it was like one of the last 2 of them. But there was this smugness of, I'm not doing this anymore, but I'm controlling who does now. Okay? Like, I've been in it so long, I've earned my spot up the ranks. And this really gives me occultic vibes. Not only that, I do see readers trying to reach out to her. She's not passed, though. So because she came up in this reading all over it, I'm going to say, yeah, he 100% knows what's going on. Or what was going on, because he's probably not a part of that anymore. After he brought too much attention upon him, they probably got others to do it now. He knows about the occult. He knows about the handlings and the dealings. This card. He knows about her being tied and bound. He knows about the sadness. He knows about what's going on. And he portrays this bright yellow savior. Hold on, let me see if there's anything else. Let me just move these up and out the way, and then we're going to get into the video. I don't want this too long because I know the video is going to be long. I'm going to be spiritually reading what he's saying, what he's talking about, what his body's doing. I haven't seen it yet, but we're all going to watch it together. Alister Douglas. See? He knows about the women. He knows about the paperwork. He knows about offerings. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of moons in these cards. 1, 2, 3, right in front of my face. Has he ever hurt any women from any ship cruises? Got this in reverse. Hold on, we'll go over it. That's the card I got before when I freaking pulled. He's a transporter. This is usually my, how do I say it nicely? My D card, okay, in an upright position. So this is in a reverse situation. So this is letting me know he's not like R-ing these girls, okay? So that's out the question. But he's transporting them. This is transporting. Take you from one spot to another spot. Is she passed? Is she unconscious? I can't tell. I asked if he ever hurt any other women, and this is the card that comes out. That's creepy. What? I don't think she's the only one. Whoa. That's freaking me out. From one place to another. Oh, that's freaking me out. All right, just off of that, let's jump in. Let me clean these up. Let's jump in to, I'm going to pause you just so I can pull everything up. I have to find it on my thing. Give me one moment. Okay, so here's the video. This is what you guys sent me from the first live we did yesterday called Bradley asked me to review, something like that, right? So this is going to be part 2, but I'm going to try to do something like this. All right, so I also want to take notes, but I want you to see what I'm seeing as well. Sweating?
It's a lot to remember in terms of women harm, but I remember the short conversation we've had.
Short conversation. "27 years ago." You still remember the conversation? 27 years. He remembers. Guys, I don't remember what I did yesterday.
So it was a Monday night. I believe it's a Monday night. It's been years. So
He even knows the day?
It was a Monday night.
I don't know what today is.
There's a program called Dancing Under the Stars.
Yeah. Oh, I should tell you, I was on a ship like a month ago. I took a trip on the Rhapsody.
Oh.
I know the layout of Viking Lounge and all that.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, as usual, we play until midnight. We were sailing out of Aruba. The next day should be Curacao.
Yeah.
So as we sail out of Aruba, we have this thing called Dancing Under the Stars. And we played. We finished a little after 12. We supposed to finish by 12. A little after 12. I can't tell you exactly what time. And normally people always come up and talk to us. And I remember her clearly coming across when we finished playing, came across to me and said, "Hi, good set, I mean, back there when I played, I jump around a lot and all of that. And many persons would have always compliment or talk about my way of entertaining." So I said, "Thank
feel funny when he said that, when he mentions about the saxophone. I wonder if this is one of the key things, like, remember? Hold on. Promises of filling up the cups. I wonder if that was one of them. Guys, I don't even know what today is. I think it's... Oh, yeah, I know what today is. I had to think about it. It's Tuesday Phonics in our house. Oh, my God. I had to think about it, but he remembers the days, the times. I don't even know what time it is right now. Like, seriously. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird, but it kind of makes sense to me that he would know if he's on certain missions. 12 o'clock, I have to stop playing because, you know, when I mingle with these people, I have to talk to this one, and check off this list that I have. Okay, because I truly feel like there is a list that is given to him. He is given a list from somebody else. We're just going to say elite, higher up than him, that is actually pulling the real strings. He's just a middleman. He's just a player in the game. And I feel like they have like a list, a checklist of who is going to fit the criteria to actually get, hold on, transported. Okay? All right.
But at that time we were packing up, the man was packing up. And I said to him, because that used to be...
Packing, hold on. In the spirit box session, oh my God, my channeling session, I felt like it was like either a trunk or a trunk, like a trunk of a car or like a trunk. It was down. You had to go down. I know there was a car there. Everybody's saying there's no cars on these ships. I felt a car, like a parking garage almost. I felt it. And in my spirit box session, I do my spirit box sessions right here. But in my spirit box session, it said that she walked into the hallway and got into a trunk. Okay. Well, let's keep going. This is my first time seeing him. Okay. Oh, and somebody sent me another video. I tapped on it, but I didn't watch it yet. I'm going to watch it with you guys. His daughter talking, so we're going to go through that too.
Finish play, we will go to the launch. What's this called at the time? What's the name of the club? You just came from the Viking launch, yeah.
So you couldn't remember the name of the club, but you remember the time and the date. It was a Monday. You remember the short conversations that you had, but you couldn't think of the club name? Okay, let's keep going.
And we will hang there, but we would only hang until 1 o'clock, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, because as entertainment.
5 to 1, 10 to 1, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, 5 to 10, 10 to 1. But I saw you guys comment saying something about when we were doing the live, you guys said that his key card, wait, I might have actually wrote it down. Brad got back at 3:35, Amy 3:40, yellow, said 1 a.m., but he actually went into his room, at least opened the door, at 3:30. Storyline changes. That's what I wrote down yesterday.
As we could hang, but we need to be out of the area by 1 o'clock. So I went down like I normally do, changed my clothes, had a quick shower, and I came up. When I came up, she was on the decking outside. So she saw me and she said, hi. I said, hi, but she was smoking a lot, you know, and that's not something I know or like. I grew up in a...
Smoking. a lot. Yellow. He don't know what smoking is. And he don't like it. He don't know. He don't know smoking. Okay.
Growing up in Grenada, you hardly ever
That felt like a take this information. Remember this information. So I'm gonna remember it, okay?
saw people smoke, and I was young, so it was like not a norm for me.
Yeah.
So
Not a
we went
norm.
up to the club, and that's where I was going. And we sat there. Of course, it's noisy, so there's not a lot you can say. But she was smoking, like smoking a lot. And I asked
More
her, I said,
smoking. Take that
"Why are
information.
you?"
Baby, give me 7 weeks, and I promise you that your voice will shock you. The Vocal Star Academy is back. Last
Why are you?
So it's not a norm for him. He don't know smoking. What? And he don't like smoking, but he keeps telling how much she's smoking. Why? Why is he saying this? Why? There's a reason for this. I feel it.
For me, it's uncomfortable. And it's like, why are you? She said to me,
Her smoking's making him uncomfortable. Why? When you smoke, well, this smells good, but when you smoke, it goes on the clothes, don't it? Okay. All right.
she said her dad is an insurance manager or something like that. And he found out that she's gay. And he forced her to come to the cruise. Well,
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is. Okay, wait a minute. Let's take a step back. So we went from she's smoking so much, she's smoking, right? To her dad is this insurance man, and I'm gay. What? Those are just weird facts, and this feels like because he's saying this 27 years later, that this is something he heard, like rumors of people talking, not actual facts. Because again, she was what, 23? Of course she's excited to go on a cruise. Of course she is. And what is her being gay or bi or whatever? He says gay. I could have sworn when we were listening to when we were going through Brad's stuff, he said she was bi, but it don't matter. What does that matter? What does that have to do with going on a cruise? Like, it just feels so off. It don't feel right of him saying this.
first of all, with hearing that, first of all, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know what answer to give anyway. So I said to her, I was going to dance floor. I was only going to be able to dance maybe 1 or 2 songs because of the time. So we came on the dance floor. We both came, we both were on the floor. I know the work.
So, like I said, he is on a specific time schedule. He's saying because of the time, I knew I could only dance 2 songs. He looks like he's ready to wipe his face again because he's sweating bullets because he's lying his ass off. But okay, maybe he's not, okay? Benefit of the doubt, right? Blah. But that goes back to what I said a little earlier, where I feel like he has a set schedule because certain times he has to mingle with different people to get these checklist things off.
Cameras that took photos of us dancing.
He knows about the
I never seen all
cameras.
that. And about 5 minutes to 1, I said, look,
He really knows his timing. 5 minutes to 1.
after all, I've got to be out of passenger area. And I left. That was my last.
Wait, I'm gonna have to re-listen to this because he already said something about his 1 o'clock, 5 minutes to 1, 10 minutes to 1. Remember that? But now you gave a whole nother story and you brought us back to the same point, and I want to know why. I feel like I gotta re-listen to this probably on my own, but it's okay.
Conversation.
That was the last time you saw her.
Last time I saw her,
What was your response when she told you she was gay?
that's not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I really didn't.
So he's not used to that either. Oh, I'm gay. Not used to. Huh?
No, I just thought it was wrong that they would have forced her to come, on the cruise because if I know that she was gay.
Wrong to force her. Because she's gay? What?
Used to.
Yeah.
So I really did not know. I just thought it was wrong that they would have forced her to come, on the cruise because if I know that she was gay. But there was not much I could even say about it
What does one have to do with the other? Let's say they did force her, okay? Let's just say that, right? I'm forcing you to come on this cruise because you're gay. What? Am I the only one not understanding this? Like, for real. I don't get it. What? Okay.
It's not something I was used to.
Yeah.
So I just left it as,
How do you feel about that in general?
I have an adopted brother who's gay. And I have some friends who's gay.
I thought you just said you wasn't used to it, but you have friends and family that's gay, but you're not used to it? I don't get this. This is weird. This is odd behavior. This feels like stupid details.
There were some musicians who were really close to me that was gay. But
So
I
what do you
say
mean you're not used to it?
We can be friends. We can talk. Once you're gonna keep it appropriate, because
What is that?
it's not something I am used to. I mean, I grew up in church as a little boy, and
I grew up in church, but I wasn't used to it, but all my friends, family, and band members are gay. That don't even make sense. I don't know what he's
we
talking
never
about.
talked too much about these things in church as little children. But we knew that it was not something that we were to or we should get ourselves involved in. And as a young boy at
Give
that
me a
time,
headache.
didn't know how to relate to anyone like that. So I had friends, but we would talk, we would play music together. On the ship we would talk, but I would not be in the circle so much because that was still like kind of different to me.
Why do you think she told you that?
Why do you think she told you that? But he's not really in the circle, but you just said your adopted brother is gay. So you are in a circle. So what do you mean you're not used to it? That don't even make sense. He's giving me a headache. Okay.
I think because I asked why she was smoking, maybe she wanted me to know. I don't know. But all I can say that was
What? So she's smoking because she's gay? Or she's smoking back to back because she's drinking? Oh. See, I don't drink now, but I used to when I was younger. I started way too early, but and I ended very soon after that, and I'm glad. But when you drink and you're a smoker, you chain smoke because of the drink. What? I'm smoking back to back because I'm gay. That don't even make sense. Like, what? What? I don't know. What the fuck?
replied to me for the reason why.
Smoking because of the stress.
Yes.
The stress of
So,
what?
To me, that's a reply from the question I asked because you were smoking. Really and truly, I would have
No. You can't say she's smoking because of the question you asked, because you said she was smoking back to back. And then she said about her father, and then she said how she's gay. So she wasn't smoking because you asked her why she's smoking. What? Guys. This is what you call information overload for no reason. All the unnecessary details for no reason. Jeez.
Yeah, so that's why I asked. Why are you smoking like this? Was like what you call a chain. Once you done one, another one was lit.
Who cares about the cigarette?
Cigarette
You're giving us unnecessary detail.
But it was not enough time because the person I am.
What wasn't enough
I like
time?
to console people. I like to talk with people. Yeah. There was not enough time.
He likes to console people. The love, the knight in shining armor. It was in reverse. He's not really that. It's not who he is. He likes to console people. He also likes to, oh, okay. Should I keep going? I think we're gonna keep going.
And maybe if the following day I would have seen her, maybe I would have.
What's with, so there,
If he would have seen her the following day? What does that mean?
these two women that were recently interviewed that were there on that cruise too, that they thought they saw Amy and you head back up to the Viking Lounge after it closed.
No.
No.
Nah.
First of all, the keys that we use, and I did not even know that until this thing happened. The card keys that we use for our doors to go into the room. So once I went down and we went into my room,
What? Did you hear that? I was about to say something else, and I just heard something else. Well, first, what I was about to say was, he knows about those keys. He works there. He works there. You're telling me you work there, you don't know about the key cards, clocking in and clocking out? He knows. But, did you catch that? I barely caught it. Let me just go back, make sure I heard what I heard.
thing happened. The card keys that we use for our doors to go into the room.
I'm going to slow it down. Playback speed, please.
So once I went down and we went into my room,
One more time. I'm trying to do the playback speed, but it didn't work. Got it at 125, and it seems so normal. Is that is 0.10. So, okay.
the thing happened. The card keys that we use for our doors to go into the room. So once I went down,
we went to my room. Put captions on. Hold on. We went down to my room. I didn't even know that until this.
thing happened. The card keys that we use for our doors to go into the room. So once I went down and we went to my room.
Went to my room. Didn't we see something yesterday where she told Brad that he tried to, like, you know, he corrected himself. He said, so once we went down into my room. We. Why would you say we? Why would you slip up and say we 2 times? We, What?
It would read the time you came in. And I never really knew that. As I said, I was a young boy.
I never really knew that. You knew that. Who says I never really knew that? I only knew it a little bit. No, that's scary. Let me just put it back to normal speed. Oh my God. He said, once we went back to my room.
All this technology was not known to me.
Yeah.
You know.
So they knew when you went back.
What was that?
I only got to know that the following day, and this is how I know. The hotel manager, the morning around 7 o'clock, I was awakened by a call by the hotel manager, and he asked me, say, Douglas, do you have a woman in your room? It was forbidden.
Yeah.
It was forbidden bringing them in our room, going in our room. It was forbidden dating. I mean, but
According to what?
You have a woman in your room. It was forbidden.
Yeah.
It was forbidden bringing them in our room, going in our room. It was forbidden dating. I mean, but and I'm gonna be very sure to you. In my life, I've been in Royal Caribbean for a little over 5 years, and I've sit and talked with a lot of people, and we've made dates and stuff like that. But of course, 1 week, when I think of, you know.
And we've made dates, which goes back to my first channeling session. That they met up, they spoke a bit, they met up again, and they talked more in detail, right? And then it was like he gave her something, and she was supposed to meet him at a certain time. And in what Brad showed me on his X channel, the time was 6 a.m. Now, according to you guys in my comments, they were docked by 6 a.m. So she would have accidentally fell over some weird thing, maybe the boat jerked or whatever. She's coughing, she tripped or whatever. If she would have went over in that water, they would have found her. She would have been right there where you dock. How long is this? Okay, we're still going.
So he asked me the question, and I said no. And I asked, like, why? He said that the woman you were talking to last night at the club, we can't find her. So I said, okay. And he said, all right, I will call you back. Phone was hung up. Matter of fact, he told me, don't leave the room, but he will talk to you.
Wow.
And it's, a matter of fact, right after that, from what I know, they ground the ship shortly after that, close it up, nobody can go out, nobody can come in. And this is when the investigation.
That didn't happen, though. Didn't Brad say that didn't happen? That I could have sworn I read something on his page that said they actually didn't shut the ship down.
Started is when I realized that they could have checked the time I went into my room.
Yeah.
Because I did not.
Told on himself again. I didn't really know about the key cards. He said, let me just go back a little bit. With the smirk. With the little smirk he had. All right. The ship, shortly after that, closed it up. Nobody can go out. Nobody can come in.
And this is when the investigation started.
Nobody can go out. Nobody can come in. And this is when the investigation started. Is when I realized
that they could have checked the time.
That they could have checked the time. So he knew about the key cards already. The manager, he didn't say the manager told me. He said, I realized they could check the key card. Because he been knew about the key card. All he did is have to swipe it and say, I was in my room. Or swipe it and leave it cocked open a little bit. So when you go back out and come back in, it never has to be swiped again. So yeah, he probably went in at 1, but he probably never closed the door all the way. Came back out at 6, left it open, a little crack, put a little thing at the bottom, a sneaker, whatever, a rock, who cares what it was left ajar. Then he say, I didn't know. I didn't really know about the key card. But now he said, it's when I realized, And when he says it, look, he have a little fucking smirk on his face. Excuse my French.
From what I know, they ground the ship shortly after that, close it up, nobody can go out, nobody can come in. And this is when the investigation started, is when I realized that they could have checked the time I went into my room.
Yeah.
Because I did not know that. So I'm not allowed to be back out of my room until in the morning period.
Yeah.
So once I clock in at 1, sometimes I might have gone downstairs.
So he knew about the time and clocking in and clocking out with the damn key card in his room. He knew, and he knew how to get around that shit because he basically lived on that shit for that moment. At 1, sometimes I might have gone downstairs.
Sometimes, normally we would go downstairs, and if I'm hungry, I would go to the crew mess and all of that, and then clock in, you know. But once I got in, I did not come back out.
Yeah.
Until I got that phone call, and then I was told.
Sound like he was. I didn't.
Don't leave the room. Matter of fact, was both of us in the room. One of the other musician. So each room were 4 musicians in the band. So each 2 in one room, 2 in another room, on bunk beds. So Oscar Alexander was a guy there with me on the top. I was at the bottom.
Oh, so there was another
What was
guy
his
in the room
name?
with you too.
I'll read his ass too. Hold on.
Each room were 4 musicians in the band. So each 2 in one room, 2 in another room, on bunk beds. So Oscar Alexander was a guy.
Oscar. And let me tell you, I already feel it. I feel like drugs was a big part. That's connected to Oscar, Mr. Alexander, and Douglas. Mr. Douglas, drugs. Now, I don't think they're doing them. I think they're... First feeling I feel, when I see the bunk beds and 2 men in there, I don't see sex, I don't see none of that. I see money and drugs. That's what I see.
With me on the top, I was at the bottom.
Oh, so there was another guy in the room with you too.
Yeah, Oscar Alexander.
And when you in dealings with people, they're gonna have each other's back. So you don't even have to use a key card, is what you're telling me. What you just told me is that another man stays in that room. But he did say we went into that room. Don't mean, listen, Oscar could have opened the door. He's like, listen, go out. Keep an eye out. Bring girls in. I don't see the 2 men doing it with anybody together. But he said out his own mouth, we went into the room. He didn't have to use his key card. He could have been like, Oscar, open up. Simple as that.
That was it.
That was it.
Then came the FBI.
Yeah.
They ground the ship.
Did you have to take a lie detector test, or was?
Again, I go back to my innocence of these things. So of course, every person who would have interacted with her, the people who cleaned the room, the people who served her dinner, everybody was interrogated. I was put all of these things on me, and maybe did 1 or 2 or 3 because the sessions went on and on and on and on and on. Lie detector tests.
What did they say to you afterwards?
Well, at that time, they did not say anything much to me. They took the stuff off and they released me. But then it was followed up by a woman called Sherry. And I'm sorry, she left her card with me, but that's years ago. Yeah. Sherry was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
She came to Grenada, met me at a hotel, and interviewed me a couple times. And at The last time she spoke with me, she said to me, listen, you are clear from this. She said
That's
to me,
going to be good to hear.
well, of course, I mean, I was not really worried because I know that I don't know anything about all of this, but at the same time, I was a bit...
I don't know anything about all of this. Instead of, I don't know anything about her disappearance. I don't know anything about all of this. Which in my mind goes straight to trafficking, drugs, dealing, selling women, pushing other women into waters. I don't know all of this. I don't know, hold on. Oh. Now, I don't think he actually had sex with Amy, because this, again, is my D card. It's in reverse. But that don't mean that he didn't bring her there and give her something. He would have just said, yeah, I wasn't worried because I don't know what happened to Amy. But he said all of this. Not just Amy. I mean, all of it. What? And again, it is very possible to beat a lie detector test with sedatives. And I feel he had access to sedatives. I have a feeling he has had access to uppers and downers.
nervous because this is a new thing for me.
Everything's so
This is
new.
my name being mixed up in something that I don't know about, and I'm not used to this. Listen, my life has been... I've lost so many opportunities
Because of this?
because of this.
How? Because they Google your name or something?
Nobody knows who he is.
And that would come up.
Yeah.
You know, I've been such intensively coming...
Me, me. This just makes me feel like, what about Amy? What about Amy?
From Greece to Grenada when I got to London just because of my name.
Really?
You know, it don't happen now. I travel freely, nobody gives me a hard time, but at that time, so I've lost, there were contracts on other ships that people wanted me to come for a couple months, good paying for a few months.
But what's weird is that's what I picked up on Amy. That she is going from land, a structure, to boat, to going to another place, to another place, to another place, to another place, and back to this land. What he just described, I felt like Amy was doing it in the present. Now. That's... ugh.
Once my name was entered, they would say that I had something to do with this missing girl, and I lost. I lost the contracts, and I struggled for a long time. But I'm good. I set up my little business, but for me, that is as much as I can really say that I know about this.
Great.
It was a hard
Thank you
swallow,
very
huh?
much. Is there anything else? Have you ever looked online about what people have said, or do you try to stay away from that?
I just stay away. Let me see. My inbox, my Facebook, people have been writing me horrible stuff for years.
Really?
My wife, for years. My wife just ignored it.
To your wife?
Yes, once she is a Douglas.
Yeah.
My daughter, who lives in the U.S., has been bombarded. As a matter of fact, I think she met with some people some time ago. Yes, only lately. We haven't talked much lately.
I have that interview now. Y'all sent it to me?
Maybe about 6 or 7 weeks ago. But first of all, he called me maybe about 8 weeks ago and said, Daddy, this thing with the girl, look, I keep getting all this stuff coming to me, and I'm concerned with my daughter. And I said, Amiga, listen, I said, if you want, you can let people know that I'm not your father, because I said, I can't explain this. This has been going on for years.
So because Amy Bradley's missing and you were the last person to see her and speak to her, you tell your daughter just Let me just disown you so you feel better. What? It's almost over.
People have been sending me stuff, and I said to her, the truth will come out. I say, and when the truth come out, I will sue the people who've been making documentaries about me. And I say, for now, it's just in the hands of who's investigating, but things always comes up. The truth, no matter how long it is, it always surfaces. Somebody's gonna know what's, somebody knows something, and somebody will speak at some point.
Yes, I think so.
And I said that to her. About a week later, she called me. And I'm not stupid. I know people were listening to her. I didn't know at first, but I can tell you how I knew after. She called me and said, Daddy, you know, I spoke to you about the people sending me stuff. This Amy, and there's a documentary about you. How come people can say they saw you on the beach? I said, well, yeah, I was not no beach. No way. I live in Grenada next to the beach. I hardly even go to the beach. So, I mean, why would I be on the beach? And people say they saw you. I say, well, if people have seen me somewhere, then of course they have evidence then that I know this girl. I said, I've never been anywhere. Since after talking to that girl that night, that was it. She questioned me, and I was thinking, but I thought she was just probably being rude to me at the time, but I believe she was doing what she had to do because people were listening. Let me tell you how I knew. Then she said, do you know she was gay? I said, yes. I said, she was smoking a lot. I asked her why she was smoking like this, and then she began to tell me that she's gay and her family found out and they forced her to come to the cruise. Once I say forced her to come to
I'm smoking because I'm gay, and I was forced at 23 to go on a cruise ship. I don't buy none of this, but I can't wait to hear what the daughter says now.
the cruise, I just heard the phone cut off, but it cut off not normal.
Why you blink like that?
I've watched enough movies with FBI and stuff, tracking and listening. I'm watching, when the phone hung up, I said there were people listening to this conversation. I didn't mind, I called her back,
Because he's been watching a lot of FBI movies. He know how to get around that stuff.
But answered. Then my son told me, Amika is in Georgia, so that's where she went to meet who she went to meet. Amika is in Georgia because they communicate, and she's going back home today. So when he said that, I added
Why you blink like that?
what I felt. And I said, okay. When she got back home, she sent me a text. And the text showed how some people sent some stuff to her. You know, where is Amy? On her. And she said, this is what I am talking about, Dad. I know you don't understand, but this is what I'm talking about. And then she said, I don't deserve this.
The daughter has every right questioning him and asking him the truth. Your name is in one of the biggest stories at the moment. And if she didn't ask you, I would feel like that's suspicious. Okay? The point that she is asking you. Didn't y'all tell me in the comments yesterday that he had a whole... He had a suitcase of women's pictures in his... The pictures were in his suitcase? If the daughter found that, she has every right to question him.
I wrote back and I said, Amika, what have I done to you? And that was the last conversation I've had. She haven't got back to me, and I decided I'm leaving. I am the kind of guy who like to let things cool off.
Well, you
So I
also
just left.
said, Amika, just say I'm not your father. Just let me disown you. Let me just disown you so you can move ahead with your life because, yeah. Who speaks like that?
I'm waiting on her because I know she's going to reach out at some point and say, Dad, I'm sorry. I know it's going to come to pass somewhere. Whoever knows, somebody knows.
Of course somebody knows. Of course somebody
I know
knows.
true crime.
So, what I pull from that is I feel like that smoking a lot, she's smoking a lot because she's gay, was just information overload like a diversion, like look over here because I don't want you to ask what's over here. He don't know and he don't like, and he's not, it's not normal for him to be around gay people. Oh, but, you know, I have a brother that's gay, and, you know, all my band members, they're gay, and, oh, I probably sleep in the room with one, right? But it's not normal to me. I don't know that, right? The key card. He literally admitted he knew. He knew about the key card. He said at first, not really. I didn't really know. And then he said, you know, in that moment, I knew about the key card, but nobody came and spoke to you about the key card yet. Oh. Not only that, but he knew somebody else was in the room. Oscar, or whatever the hell he said. Mr. Alexander. Okay? You didn't need a key card to get in the room. You might have put your key card and say, yeah, pretend I'm in there now, but you didn't have to go in. You didn't have to close the door. And if you even did close the door, you could open it back up because somebody was still inside without the key card. The saxophone comment made me feel like when Brad was explaining in his X account, I was reading something from it, and he explained that the C organization, which this really gave me that feeling, but anyways, we're questioning about her favorite things, all her favorite things. And he knew about the saxophone, filling up her cups to keep her comfortable. I gotta see this girl's, Amika, is that her name? Amika, I gotta see her interview now. We will do that tomorrow. Tell me your thoughts, your comments. Tell me if you caught anything I might have missed. I don't feel like I was 100% like zoned into what he was saying, but I caught many things. Just from holding it, my hand started hurting. But I might re-watch that again on my own time and take notes. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. Just rewatch it, take notes, and just see if I could really zone in like a channeling session as I'm like viewing it again. I don't believe him, especially with those cards that came out. Especially now knowing that somebody was in the room, and he said, we went into the room. Oscar could have just opened the door and it was like, all right, get out. Keep an eye out, you know. Just make sure nobody's coming down the hallway. You know, if they are, not twice. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I love you, babes.